If you are running a new Etsy store, make sure you're turning on ads. Here's all the reasons why. All right, so first of all, Etsy has a fantastic advertising tool. You're able to give them $10 and they will advertise your item on Facebook, on Google, on TikTok, all over the place. There is no other platform out there that does it this well. Shopify doesn't do it this well. No other place does it. You have to build up each one of those where you have to set up your Facebook advertising account and your TikTok advertising account. It's a lot of work. Whereas within Etsy, they have an existing audience and existing distribution across the entire internet, and all you have to do is say, here's a budget, go ahead and spend it, and they will do that for you. Use that tool. Many people make the mistake of saying that, oh, I'll post my item on Etsy and I will get sales. That is simply not the case. You have to seed it a little bit. You have to help it. And quite frankly, if you want to grow your store, you really need to do that, because people who aren't interested in your item or don't know that your item exists will never have the inspiration of your item if it doesn't show up in their Instagram feed. So make sure you turn on advertising. Okay. So now, how do you do this well so that it doesn't run away from you? A lot of people are worried about advertising because it's scary. You're gonna put money in there and you don't know that you're gonna get your money back. That is a legitimate concern. Sometimes products just simply don't sell. Your item might not be popular. So that's a possibility. You might fail. There's no way to get around that or sugarcoat that. Not all items sell. But until you advertise, you do not know if your item is failing because it's a bad item or because people are not looking at it. Paying for ads gets people to look at your item and gets you valuable feedback around whether the item is good or not. So, starting out with an Etsy store, set aside a budget, maybe $50 to $100. Give up coffee for a week or a month or whatever it is, depending on how much coffee you drink. And just set that budget aside and say, this is how much we're going to spend on ads. And take that budget and spread it out over an entire week. You go into the ads manager on Etsy and then you activate all of your listings and you say, spend $5 a day, spend $10 a day, whatever it is. And you let that run for about 7 days. You will generally see information back that is relevant within that first 7 days. Longer is better, but 7 days is okay. In that first 7 days, after you've spent that budget, look at your listings. See, did you get a sale from any of your ads? What was the conversion rate? You want a ROAS, a return on ad spend, of at least 2 generally, depending on what your pricing of items is. Do your own math inside of your business, but 2 is a bare minimum. If you're lower than that, it's not good and you won't be sustainable. If you're higher than that, cool. Still make sure that all your numbers are correct, but that's a baseline that you can work with. Okay. Check all your stats. If you have no sales from that first week, see which items had views. What was the click-through rate? You're generally looking for a click-through rate of about 2% or so. If you don't see that, then there's a problem with your items or a problem with your photos. But that is useful. You just got a very cheap lesson about what is the bottleneck in your store. If you have a low click-through rate, people don't like your images or they don't like your product. Change up the images, make them better, learn how to do those better, watch a channel like this one, and make it better. If that still doesn't create an improvement, then you have a product that's just a lemon and you have to move on to something else. Move to a product that does have a high click-through rate. If it has a high click-through rate, but you're not getting sales from it, look at your description, look at your photos. Why are people getting in there and then not purchasing it? Go on down the line and just eliminate one bottleneck after another. But ads give you multiple at-bats. Whereas organic, if you organically have people click through and then they don't purchase it, Etsy will bury you. They will decide that your product is a failure because you don't have good photos. And you changing out the photos won't get them to come back. They will just stop sending traffic to you. Turn on ads, because that forces views to your store so that you can get that information and get that learning so that you can improve your products and get them sold and get them presentable so that you can sell more of them. So do this. Also, ads give you an absolute superpower on Etsy. If there are multiple listings that appear when an item is being sold, the one with ads turned on gets the #1 spot. This is how it works on Etsy. So buy ads, and you just jumped the entire line for $5 a day. So you will be the first listing there, and then it's just your ball to drop. So turn on ads. I cannot emphasize this enough. So many people never try it because they're scared of it. So set the constraints, set a budget, spend that budget, see what happens, be controlled and deterministic about it. Do the math on what is a good result. If you spend $50 on ads in the first week, you would like to see $50 back. Maybe you want to see $25 back. Early on, it may not be profitable. But if you get a sale from it, that is something to optimize from. If you can get one sale from your ads, then you have ads that work and you can optimize the rest of stuff. You can raise your prices, you can improve your photos, you can improve your description, you can do whatever else you need to do, bundle up stuff so that you have a larger order value. If people are coming by and buying your item, the item is viable. Now you have to build the business around it so that it is now profitable. Ads give you all the chances that you need, all the at bats that you want to pay for to get started and get people in the door. And Etsy does it better than anybody else. Every place else, you're going to have to do all this work for a week setting it up. With Etsy, all you have to do is hand them $10 and they will spend it as effectively as they possibly can. Because if you are successful, they are successful. So they have no reason to take your money and run because they want to sell an item to a customer too. And if it's your item, all the more power to you. So turn on your ads. Comment down below if there's other components of ad sales that you guys know about that could help other sellers, and we'll get them and pinned so that other people can learn from them, because there's no reason to have to learn this stuff from scratch if other people already know it. So go ahead and share that around and comment other topics that you'd like to have us discuss. Have a great day, everybody.